My name is Chirako Yamamoto. My little story involves my cougar mother and my ex-crush. Oh my god, quiet girls, here he comes. I was 16 and a junior in high school when I developed an enormous crush on the football captain, Sora Akyu. Not only was he hot, he's charismatic, funny, and has an aura that makes the girls go mental. But the downside, though, is that he already had Petunia Tubman. And Jesu Cristo, how I hate that girl. Patty was the head cheerleader and the richest and coolest girl in school. Her dad's a big shot politician, while her mom is a famous singer and dancer. So yeah, absolutely flawless in everyone's eyes. On the other hand, me and my mom Sybil are living paycheck to paycheck. I was born when she was 15. So even when she clocked 31, she had a mindset and appearance of a bimbo teenage girl. As for my dad, according to Mom, he got deported the minute I was born. Mom was a PE teacher who earns minimum wage. So basically, I was a target for bullies and especially mean girls. And of course, my best friends, Nano and Sakura, were bullied too for associating with a poor girl like me. But one day, I decided to buck up and tell Sora how I felt by a love letter, but I signed it off as his secret admirer. I was anxious, obviously. What if Sora doesn't return the affections? It would be very embarrassing. A week later.
Girls, did you hear about Sorao and Petunia?
Oh, you mean the fact that he dumped Patty last weekend?
Jumpin' jelly beans. I can't believe it. Maybe now he'll know it was me and lock me in his sweet embrace. But no. One time, I came back from school to see Mom in a fancy blue dress and with makeup. I didn't recognize her at first because she looks so young and hip now. Hey Mom, what's with the fancy getup?
I, my dear, am going on a date.
I was elated for her. She's finally over Dad. Wow, Mom, congratulations. Now who's the lucky man?
You'll meet him soon enough, Chaco.
3 weeks in, and I still have no clue who her mystery man is. The worst part is that Sora has continued to ignore me until now. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. One time, when Mom was going out to one of her dates, I secretly tailed her about until she stopped at the side of the road. I hid behind the trash can so she couldn't notice me. A little while later, a car stopped in front of Mom. And when she opened the door, I have the shock of the century. You wouldn't believe who was sitting in the driver's seat. You guessed it. Mr. Sorao Akyu. Like, what the actual fluffing hell? My mom with Sorao. How dare they do this to me? I wanted to scream both at my mom and Sorao. I was pissed off as pissed could be. 24 hours later, I started to yell at my mom. What's wrong with you, woman? How in Sonic the Hedgehog's name could you date a 17-year-old boy? Guess what that dumb lady had to say about it?
Chaco, I'm your mom, and I can do whatever I want. And if it means dating my students, then that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Jesu Cristo, the nerve of some people. I wanted to kick that filthy, smug smile off her rosy, fluffing cheeks.
Want to know a secret? Soro and I have been together even before he dumped Patty. That stupid rich brat didn't know what hit her.
What? So she has been stealing the boyfriend of the president's daughter. That's the straw that broke my back as soon as it's turned. A week later, I was in the living room, thinking of ways to punish my mom and Sorao when suddenly...
Baby, guess what? The minute Sorao turns 18, we're gonna get married and live happily ever after.
I can't believe this is actually happening. This is the 21st century after all. And it was close to Sorao's 18th birthday. For more months in, and I was still miffed about the whole shebang. Now I'm standing at the altar as Mom's maid of honor, watching her get happily married with my ex-crush.
Is there anyone here has a reason why those two lovebirds can't be wed? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Stop the wedding!
A girl was storming into our wedding hall, and that girl was none other than Patty. If there's one thing we know about Patty, She tends to fly off the handle whenever someone does her wrong, and she doesn't let go of grudges that easily. Then she grabbed the microphone from the priest and exposed Sorao as the cheater that he was.
Whenever we have practice, me and my cheer squad overheard convos between him and Coach Sybil insulting me behind my back.
I'm sick and tired of Patty's tantrums. One of these days, I'll resort to leaving her if she doesn't get her act together. But I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I don't know either. And don't get me started on that whiny baby voice of hers. She can make nails on a chalkboard sound like an angel.
And they also said some crappy stuff about my dad, calling him names like Stick in the Mud, Mr. Square, Bus Budget, etc.
That's right. President Masayoshi is a stickler for justice, fairness, honesty, and loyalty. And just because he wants everyone to follow the rules and regulations, how could they insult the president like that?
Speaking of rules and regulations, didn't you forget the teacher code Daddy gave you to read over?
Teacher code?
That's right! It clearly states that no teacher, under any circumstances, is allowed to have any romantic relationships with a student.
What the hell? And she's the one to lecture us about following the rules when she clearly broke the teacher code. What a shameless hypocrite you are, Mom.
Shut up, Chaco.
Yeah, I'm not done yet. Prepare to sleep with one eye open tonight, Coach, because I'm gonna have you fired by the end of this week. You hear me? Fired!
What? No way. You can't do that.
Yes, the fluff I can, you bimbo. President's daughter, remember? So I can do whatever I want, especially to you, even if it means blacklisting you from any school in this country.
Chaco, you gotta help me. Convince Patty to reconsider her decision. I'm begging you. Please.
Get off me. You knew better than to steal from the president's daughter. So bearing the brunt of her anger is the least that you deserve, you dirty cougar. And by the way, I canceled the wedding.
Canceled the wedding? What's wrong with you, Yamamoto? You just don't want to see us happy together, do ya? I know how much you love me, but you gotta move on.
You know what, Sorao? Here I thought you were a god, a perfect guy if you will. But now I see you as this dumb jock with a lack of understanding boundaries. So no, I don't regret what I did. Well, see you in school, Dad. After that, rumors about Sorao's relationship with my mom spread throughout the school, and now he's the social pariah. He was kicked out of football team. His energy's gone, and so did all his emotions, so he became a shell of his former self. As for Mom, for breaking the teacher code, she was hereby fired the next week. Thanks to Masayoshi's and Patty's connections, no other school in the country wanted to hire her, and suddenly, her teaching license has been revoked. She tried to take it out on me, but
You put her up to this, didn't ya? Now I lost my job, my chance of love, and my reputation. Thanks a lot, Chaco.
hey, want to stop blaming other people for your wrongdoings? Despite the fact that I wanted revenge, I had nothing to do with Patty. You're the one who had the affair with Sorao, so this was your fault. I can't wait for me to start college, so I won't have to put up with your shenanigans ever again. It has been 7 years since I freed myself from Mom, and I opened my own bar. Every day is filled with peace and happiness now that I'm away from home.
At last, a beautiful Greek goddess.
Yep, things are looking up for me, for sure.